University life in the midst of a growing zombie outbreak wasn't exactly what Becky Armstrong imagined when she dreamt of pursuing her dreams. Still, no matter how much fear lingered in the hallways, no matter how loud the sirens occasionally blared outside, Becky showed up every day, untouchable, unbreakable. And topping the university, even in these dark times, was a badge she wore proudly. Yet, there was someone who seemed to wear Becky's successes even closer to their heart. Professor Freen Soroka. Freen, the sharp-eyed, mysterious young professor who somehow, even without trying, commanded attention the moment she entered a room. She was only 5 years older than Becky, a detail Becky often tried not to think too much about. The age gap was thin enough to feel the tension but thick enough to make it feel forbidden. And for Freen? Becky wasn't just another student. She was the student, the one she had always secretly adored. Freen watched from her desk as Becky answered yet another difficult question with effortless ease. Pride bloomed in her chest, but she masked it with a carefully neutral expression. She couldn't let anyone know how deeply she cared, especially not now. Not when the world was teetering on the edge of chaos, and she herself was teetering on the edge of exposure. The zombie virus was spreading. Slowly but surely. But it wasn't just that, there were other creatures that existed in the hidden folds of the world. Vampires. Like her. Freen had survived centuries hidden among humans, and she had planned to continue doing so. But Becky Armstrong made hiding seem impossible. She always caught Freen's eye with her stubborn light. She was curiosity and rebellion wrapped in soft smiles and fierce eyes. And Freen found herself following Becky with her gaze, with her instincts, and with her heart. It happened one afternoon. The university grounds were half empty, most students choosing to take their classes online. But Becky, brave or foolish as she was, stayed. Freen was leaning over Becky's desk, handing her back a graded research paper, a perfect score, as always, when Becky's hand accidentally brushed Freen's. The world stopped. For both of them. Becky froze, her fingers brushing against skin that was impossibly cold. Not just cold like someone who stayed too long in an air-conditioned room. This was unnatural. Like touching polished marble. Like the chill of the grave. Freen immediately recoiled, pulling her hand back so quickly it was almost inhuman. But Becky had felt it. And worse, she had seen something flicker across Freen's usually guarded face, a flash of fear, of regret, of something unexplainable. Their eyes locked. And Becky smiled, small and knowing. "Meet me after class," Becky whispered, so softly no one else could hear. "In the woods behind the library." It wasn't a request. It was a challenge. Freen hesitated, then nodded once, imperceptibly. The woods were quiet at sunset, bathed in gold and blood-red light. Shadows stretched long over the grass. The air smelled of wet earth and fading flowers. Becky stood there, arms crossed, waiting. Freen arrived without making a sound. "You came," Becky said, half smiling. Freen's golden eyes shimmered in the dying light. "You asked." There was a long silence between them, heavy with everything unsaid. Becky stepped forward until there was almost no distance between them. "I know you're not normal." Freen's lips parted slightly, but she said nothing. "You're hiding something," Becky whispered. "And I'm not leaving until you tell me." Freen's heart, if it could even still be called that, clenched. Becky deserved the truth. She deserved so much more than lies and half-answers. So Freen did something she hadn't done for years. She stepped into a beam of fading sunlight. And she glowed. Her skin shimmered faintly like it was woven with stardust. Her hair caught the light like black fire. She looked otherworldly, breathtaking, terrifyingly beautiful. Becky's breath caught in her throat. "You're..." She didn't finish. Freen smiled sadly. "A vampire." For a moment, Becky didn't react. She just watched Freen, soaking in every unnatural, impossibly perfect detail. Then Becky laughed softly, like she should have known all along. "I guess that explains the cold hands," she murmured. Freen stepped closer, her voice low. "You should be afraid of me, Becky." "I'm not," Becky said without hesitation. Not of you. Their eyes locked again, something dangerous and tender sparking between them. Freen shook her head slowly. You don't understand. It's not just the zombies out there you should worry about. There are vampires who would kill for a rare blood like yours. Becky blinked. Rare blood? You smell different, Freen said, almost reverently. You're not fully human. The words slipped out before she could stop them. Becky stiffened. For the first time, Freen noticed something she had ignored until now, Becky's unnatural speed, her sharp intuition, the way she always seemed to know things before they were said. Becky bit her lip, as if weighing a heavy secret. I'm something else, she admitted. Not quite vampire. Not quite zombie either. My mother was bitten when she was pregnant with me. By both. Freen's world tilted. A hybrid? Freen breathed. Becky nodded slowly. But different. I don't crave blood like you do. I don't lose control. I'm faster, stronger, and I can hear people's thoughts if I. Freen stared at her, at this impossible, radiant girl, and for the first time in centuries, she felt something close to hope spark inside her cold chest. You're a miracle, Freen whispered. Becky smiled, something soft and fierce and vulnerable all at once. Or a mistake, she said. Depends who you ask. Not to me, Freen said without thinking. The words hung between them, thick and heavy with meaning. For a moment, the world around them, the chaos, the fear, the decay, faded away. It was just Freen and Becky, two broken, supernatural beings standing on the thin edge between light and darkness. You shouldn't stay near me, Freen said, voice tight with emotion. I'll only drag you into more danger. Becky stepped even closer until she could feel Freen's unnatural chill seeping into her skin. I'm not afraid of the dark, Becky whispered. And Freen, ancient, deadly Freen, felt herself fall. Fall into Becky Armstrong, the girl who burned brighter than the sun. The girl who might just be her salvation. Or her destruction.